In today's video, we're doing a November recap and December reset. Let's get right into it. Oh my gosh, friends, I cannot believe I'm saying that this is the final monthly reset we are doing for 2024. I'm not going to do one for December because it's the final month of the year. So at the end of December, I'm going to do a quarterly review video and it'll be the final quarterly review video of 2024. But this is the final monthly specific one. I have had so much fun creating these and kind of building and growing as the months go on with these kinds of videos. And I get a lot of new people with these videos. So if you are new, welcome. If you're not new and you've been watching along for the past 11 months, I appreciate you. I'm so glad you're here and I'm so glad you enjoy these videos. But just to recap what we're going to be talking about in today's video. First, I'm going to go through my slow living favorites for the month of November, and I have little mini categories for each of those. Then I will go into my planner and talk about the goals that I had for November and whether or not I was successful in those goals. Then we will head over to Notion and I'll do a little mini Notion tour, set things up for December, and then we will come back and talk about the goals that I have for December that are in my journal as well. Okay, so let's jump right into it, starting again with the slow living favorites. The first category is products, and I should actually grab the products. Okay, the first one is the return of the Glossier Classic Tumbler. I believe this went on sale again. They restocked it very recently, but it might be sold out by now. So I apologize if you're trying to grab one of these up. I know you can find them in third-party sellers as well, but I love this thing so much. I pulled it out now that the weather is getting much colder, and it got cold like overnight almost. And this keeps my beverages super, super hot. It's insulated, it's cute. I love everything about it. It just brings about an extra bit of joy into my morning coffee routine. As you all know, that's something that's very important to me. And I also like using this during the weekend. So whenever we're out and about and we get breakfast, I sometimes don't order coffee because coffee can kind of be more expensive than breakfast depending on where you go. And I actually like making my own coffee. I feel like I make good coffee. So I brew the coffee, of course, at home, and then I pour it in here, and then I bring this little cup that goes very easily on top. It screws on top, and then I have coffee on the go, and it's very easy to carry it, keep it hot, doesn't spill at all, but I also have a cup to sip from. Okay, the next thing is right behind me. It is this candle. I found this candle at HomeSense. Completely random, was just in there trying to find like final pieces for home decor, and I was looking for a new candle that was very holiday winter specific, because the candle that I usually put in my candle warmer, which I don't know if you can see, it's like right over there, it's usually just one candle that I use for the entire fall and winter, and it's like a s'mores flavor, which I absolutely love, but I wanted something more wintry specific this year. And I like cinnamon, I like all of the traditional scents that are associated with cinnamon and stuff like that, but it does get overplayed with me. And so I was looking for something that smells like a Christmas tree. And this smells like a Christmas tree. It smells like a Christmas tree farm in here whenever I light the candle warmer. It's very strong, it's very potent, and I love it because the place smells so festive, but in a way that's like not super traditional. I know people like the smell of pine and stuff, but I typically only see cinnamon-based candles during this time of year, or at least the majority of it. I also like that it's a deep green. If you did not know, a lot of my holiday, if not all of my holiday decor has that green color, so it matches with the theme really well. By the way, I do highly recommend the candle warmer if you haven't gotten one for yourself already. I will link my storefront down below if you want to get the exact one. Okay, and then the last product are press-on nails. Now I know this is so random, but I go through stages where I will put in the time and dedication to do my own nails, and then I go through stages where I'm like, I just need a press-on. I just need like something to slap on really quickly, have it be done in a matter of minutes, and that's that. And I think that's a little joy, honestly. And these, the ones that I have right now, are press-ons. I've been getting a lot of comments on them because they have like that nice velvety look, almost like gel when you use that magnet thing to make them look velvety. And they're just press-ons and they look very natural. I mean, I've had them for almost 2 weeks now, so they don't look great, but they look pretty natural compared to a lot of other options that you can get. And this is just a very common brand that you can find at like Target or any store. It's the Kiss brand. Again, I will link my storefront down below because I was able to find it and link it. So if you are interested in this exact shade, I also think it's really nice and festive festive. I'm not usually a red nail type of person, but I have been leaning into that more this year, and it actually brings about a bit of joy because it just, I don't know, it reminds me of all the festivities and stuff like that, and I love that. Okay, so those are the products. The next category is experiences. So I have two experiences. One is decorating for the holidays. We decorated pretty quickly after Halloween, and I've noticed that we did that last year as well. I think I was really ready. I was ready for the holiday vibes. I was starting to see it on my social media feeds during October, and I was trying so hard to push it away, but anytime I saw it on my feed, I would be like, oh my gosh, I'm actually kind of excited for that. So while I did fully enjoy my October and spooky season, I was very ready for the holiday season, and I think the weekend after Halloween is when we decorated. And we have this tradition where we get eggnog and we put on our record. We have a bunch of Christmas records and we decorate, and it doesn't take us long at all because we don't have too much decorations and we don't usually buy new decorations every year. We rarely do, actually. I have decorations from like 10 years ago. So it's not too long of a process, but we do make it an experience, and it's such a nice tradition to lean into every single year. And then the next experience is kind of a bittersweet experience, but I did just want to acknowledge it here on my YouTube because I did acknowledge it on my Instagram. It was getting a puppy. Now, you may have noticed that I have not been posting about the puppy, and the puppy, we had named him Forrest, and unfortunately we did have to return Forrest. Things were just not working out in terms of the cats. Things were starting to escalate in a negative way really, really quickly, unfortunately, and it just wasn't working out in that sense, and I really wanted to put my cats first in terms of priority. This is their house first. But I also very recently received some news in terms of work, and so it was just a lot to juggle, and this work news directly impacts my ability to take care of the puppy if I were to keep the puppy. So unfortunately we did have to return him, but it was almost like a fostering experience. It was a big learning experience, and I'm immensely grateful and appreciative of that learning experience. It taught me a lot in just a short period of time that we had him. And I have a lot of notes going forward for when and if we eventually adopt again, which I have a feeling we will, just in due time. Okay, the next category is practices. I only have one practice for this month, and that is posting more on TikTok. I have been really adamant on posting at least 2 times a day on TikTok, and I know that sounds really intense. It is really intense, but I have been finding a rhythm with the things that I naturally do every single morning and just hitting record while I'm doing those things. And that has been working out so far. So yeah, I've been posting about 2 times a day on TikTok. If you want extra content from me, definitely go over on TikTok. Things have been moving really quickly, and it's really nice and encouraging to see a community start to come in from my consistent posting and get to connect with people who are very like-minded. So of course, this community on here is definitely similar to the community that I have on TikTok. So if you are interested in checking that out, I definitely recommend. There's just extra stuff there. Okay, and then the last category for slow living favorites is movies, shows, things like that, those kinds of recommendations. This was recommended by someone in my comment section a few months ago, and I love the idea. So the one recommendation that I have for this month is a Shudder series. You all know that I'm a big spooky person, so it's not unheard of for me to recommend something spooky every single time I'm talking about movies and TV shows and games and stuff, but on Shudder, there is a new TV series, and it's like the Creep Tapes. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. It's based off of a series of movies, and they're like found footage movies. They are so creepy. They are so eerie and weird and uncomfortable. They are such good horror movies. And the tapes, the new series that just came out, are little bits and pieces, almost like extra footage, if you will, of those movies. So it just gives more insight into what you already know about the movies, and it's so much fun. It's so good. It's so meta, and you all know that I love that. At least you would know that if you listen to my podcast, my spooky podcast. But yeah, it's so much fun. I do recommend. Okay, so those are all of my slow living favorites for the month, and now I'm gonna go into my planner and check out all of the things that I did, all of the goals that I had for November. I honestly don't think I had that many, if I could just, say that off the top. But, oh, by the way, if you are interested and you haven't seen any of my videos before, this is my go-to daily planner. I did a journal routine video very recently. I think it was last week. So if you want more information about this, there's a lot of information in that video, but I did find it at McNally Jackson in Soho, and their 2025 one is out. But flipping over to November, I had a somewhat busy month, not as busy as like the summer, but one goal I had was to put money away for the month, and oh my god, I completely forgot to do that. So I need to do that. It is still November technically when I'm filming this, so that's most likely going to get crossed off the list. The second thing is prepping for Thanksgiving. I always cook for Thanksgiving, and I like to cook a meal for Ian and I, so it's not a massive thing, and I don't host, but I do like to cook, and I like to cook a lot so that we have leftovers for like a really good amount of time. So that's definitely a success. I have prepped. I'm doing a lot of classic recipes this year. I had a lot of fun doing that last year, and so I want to do it again this year. We have a lot of sides like mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, stuffing, stuff like that. And then pumpkin pie, you know, the usual. So that's all ready to go. And it's not Thanksgiving yet when I'm filming this, so I'm really excited. So like Thanksgiving's a couple of days from now, so I'm very, very excited. And then the last thing is to get started on Christmas gifts. I like to start during November because I like to take advantage of the sales. If there are sales on things that I want to gift to people, it just only makes sense. So I'm going to be doing that very soon as well. Like I said, we haven't reached Black Friday just yet, but we're getting close and I am prepared. So I have a feeling that everything is going to get crossed off by the time it's December 1st, even though by the time you're watching this, it's one day away. But trust. Okay, and then just some other random things that happened throughout the month. Of course, I went out and voted. I got the puppy and then unfortunately returned the puppy. I had some doctor's stuff. I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so that is all I have for now. Before we come back and talk about December goals, we're gonna do a little mini Notion tour, so let's do that. Okay, friends, so this is the state of my Notion right now. We do have some cleaning up to do over here, but the first thing that I wanna do is get things all festive. So I wanna change the pictures that I have. I don't know why this one looks giant either, so let's fix this up a little bit. Let's start with the cover image at the top. I usually go to Unsplash and just find images there instead of, you know, taking forever to find something on Pinterest or anything like that. And I usually type in something like this, winter aesthetic, and you all know that I like the snowy tree vibe. So I think I'm going to click this one. Ooh, yes, I like this. Let's reposition it so that you can actually see all of the trees and hit save. Love that. It's already looking more festive. And then I'm going to change this to, should I do a tree or should I do a snowflake? Let's do a tree. Very on brand with me. Okay, and then scrolling down here, again, I don't know why this is massive. I'm gonna hit replace and see if I can do something that looks better. Again, winter aesthetic. What's this? Let's see. Oh my god, that is so cute. But again, it's too giant. I think I'm going to just remove it altogether and see what I can do here. Because I just don't like the vibe of a giant picture. I'm going to do this one. Let's see, like, how about winter cabin? Ooh, these are some really nice ones. Okay, super cute. This one can get a little bit bigger. And maybe I can move this over. I mean, I kind of like that, but at the same time, it does look kind of awkward compared to the top here. That looks far more symmetrical. I wonder if I can add another image. And then do this. I'll do like hot cocoa, maybe. That's super cute. And let's see if I can move this over next to, looks like I can't. I can do it here. I mean, that looks better. Maybe if I just do that. You know what? I kind of like that vibe. What if I added like 2 images to make it even more symmetrical. What should I put? Cozy holiday. Ooh, these are some good ones. Let's click this and see what that looks like. Oh my gosh, I love that. What if I just remove this? Okay, that looks better. That looks a little bit more symmetrical than what it looked like before. So let's stick with it for now. If I end up changing my mind, I'll change my mind. But I do love the snowy vibes. I love the cookies. I love the pop of green. There's a little pop of red there too. Okay, I'm okay with this. I'm wondering if I should even change this to green, the background. Ooh, I love that. Okay, so let's do that. I never change this, but I'm embracing I'm embracing the green full force here. And maybe even, am I wild for changing this to red? Immediately, it's all festive. I am kind of obsessed. Okay, cool. So this is all set up. Now let's go over here and do some cleanup. As you can see, the things that are highlighted are the things that I am still currently doing. So career prioritizing, still working on that. Vlogmas is coming up really soon, so that's still gonna stay there. And then Patreon launch. By the time you're watching this video, it's probably already launched or just launched today. So you know what? For the sake of the video, let's consider it done. How exciting. Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. I hope you really like the space. It took me a really long time and I got obsessed with it for the past few weeks, just like making it look really nice and pretty, even though it is simple. But I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Okay, so all of this looks good. I don't know if I'm gonna go into any of these things. By the way, if you didn't know, these mini pages over here can also be found on the side if you hover over to the side. I might click into this just to show you. Okay, so this area, I always unarchive it. Long story short, I have a holidays board in my archive section and I unarchive one of them for the holidays and then I just update it with all of my 2024 stuff. So long story short, I do this every single year. I have one for Thanksgiving, which essentially has like all of the recipes I'm gonna make, the timeline for the day, the ingredients I need to get at the grocery store, stuff like that. Christmas, I think it just has like plans in there. Again, another holiday menu because I like to cook. And then holiday break is essentially I get a break between Christmas and New Year's, so it's a pretty long break, a week long, and so I put everything that I want to do during that break in here. It has a lot of productivity stuff, resetting stuff, getting ready for the new year type of stuff, so that's essentially what's in there. And then the last thing here is sales. I should probably move this up closer to Thanksgiving because that's for the Black Friday sales. It's just a tracker for me to make sure that I am sticking to budget. And I will also say in my Christmas thing here, I have a gifts tab where I keep track of everyone's gifts that I am purchasing for the holiday season. And that kind of relates to the sales as well, but I kept it separate this year. So just a little insight into that. I do use Notion for all of my holiday needs. And I don't think there's anything in the rest of my tabs that is worth showing you. Everything has been pretty consistent. So yeah, pretty short Notion tour, but I hope it was fun. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that little Notion tour. I do think that some things needed to be changed and get set up for the festivities now that we are approaching actual December. I want everything to look festive and nice. But let's go back into my journal, and I think I forgot to do this last month, so I apologize for last month's video. But I have this little sticky note here in my journal, and these are prompts that I do at the end of every single month, and I go through all of them, I answer them on my own time, and then I share them with you. And I don't think that I shared them with you last month, so apologies. But the first thing is my top 3 accomplishments for November. To be honest with you, I think I only have one. Okay, let me think. I feel like the main thing that I did, and it's only one accomplishment, but it really took over the entirety of my month and it is quite time consuming, is really dedicating a lot more time to just content creation, creating in general. Like I mentioned before, I've been posting a lot on TikTok, but I've been posting a lot across all of my platforms. And if you did not know, I'm on a lot of platforms, so it really did consume a lot of my month, but in a really great way. It's been a fulfilling month. It's been an inspirational and creative fueled type of month, which I appreciate. And not only that, not just content creation has been a big thing, but also branching out and seeing other things that I can do for Slow Morning Diaries. For example, and this is a bit of a teaser, I actually think it might be out, so I can just say it, but I have been considering going back onto Patreon so I can have a little hub and space that is just for the Slow Morning Diaries community, where I'm sharing like exclusive content for you guys. And the biggest request that I've been getting for many months, if not the entire year, is wallpapers. So instead of creating like an Etsy account and all of those things where it's like open to the public, I am just creating a tiny little space on the internet, as I do, for the community that is very interested in my wallpapers, so that you can sign up and you can get 2 wallpapers every single month, plus get full access to an entire library of all of those wallpapers, plus get access to an exclusive community where I share posts and people can comment, people can chat, all in one space. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's out right now. You might be seeing some information on the screen if you want to sign up for that, but yeah, I have been working on that as well. So all of this is all part of the same one big accomplishment, which is just dedicating a lot more time to Slow Morning Diaries. And I didn't think that I would be at this point at the end of the year. I didn't think that I would be like doing things and making moves, and like it's come a lot faster than I expected. And I just want to say thank you so much for your support, even if you don't end up going onto Patreon and supporting or pledging there or doing the wallpaper thing there. I just want to say thank you for all of the support that has been coming in so heavily these past few months. It means so much to me. You have no idea, especially as I head into the new year where things with my career are certainly shifting and things are unknown. That support means far more than just like a like and a comment on a video. It means like an immense amount to my actual livelihood. So anyway, that is the one big accomplishment. The next prompt is, how do I feel about my long-term goals? So I'll just flip to the back where I have my long-term goals in my journal. I have a little list right here. And to be honest with you, most of these things are kind of ongoing throughout the year. So like challenge myself with workouts, putting money into my savings, clearing my skin, dedicating time to hobbies, focusing on YouTube. That's all, pretty much all of my goals are things that I continuously do every single month. And I can tell you confidently that I have been working on all of these things really successfully. So I feel really good. I think the only thing that I crossed out was gardening from seed to harvest, which is done now because we are finished with the gardening season, but I feel really good. Prompt number 3 is my focus for the following month. The following month is December. It's the end of the year. So I'm just going to be wrapping up what I need to wrap up in terms of my long-term goals and just relaxing. I talked about this last month, but I really need to relax. I really need downtime, especially after an unexpected hectic November. I think it's time. And what better time than the last month of the year, the coziest month of the year as well. Okay, prompt number 4 is upcoming challenges. Of course, easier said than done when it comes to me and relaxing. And of course, I have big plans with the Patreon and everything like that, but I still think that I can get it done. Despite all of the new things that I've added into my day-to-day, I am having fun, and I think because my content is revolved around slow living as well, it kind of forces me to live slower. So in a way, creating content about slow living is a huge benefit for me because I have to practice what I preach, and that's a good thing because I want to practice what I preach. That is the kind of lifestyle that we are all aiming for on this channel and as viewers of the channel as well. Okay, and then the last prompt is, how do I overcome that challenge? I just need to stick to it. I need to set those boundaries and stay firm with those boundaries, which I think that I've been doing pretty well for the past few months. So that's mostly a me thing, like boundaries with myself and telling myself, you don't need to do that right now. You can relax, you can chill. But those are all of the prompts that I have. And December, like I just mentioned, is hopefully going to be chill. It's going to be festive. It's going to be cozy. And I'm going to try and embrace that as much as I possibly can. How am I going to do that? We'll find out together. Because you know what? I'm going to do Vlogmas this year. I'm not going to do Vlogmas in long form. I tend to do Vlogmas every year for the past couple of years in short form. So if you are interested in seeing Vlogmas and what I'm getting into every single day of December leading up to Christmas, head over to the YouTube Shorts section or my TikTok or my Instagram, and you will see me posting about that every single day. I am so excited. I already prepped. I made a list. I know what I'm posting every day. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be festive and cheerful. And if you're not into that, that is absolutely okay. Please feel free to skip those. But I will be posting other things throughout the month, of course, as I do. Every single week I'll be posting 2 videos. But that is all for this week's video. Thank you so much for being here and being part of this series. I cannot believe this is the last one. I appreciate you so much. I hope you're looking forward to the actual final video that's like productivity based, which is the final quarterly review, the Q4 review that's coming in the end of December. But for now, I will talk to you in next week's video.